Hi everyone, back with a new video about Notebook LM and some of the ways I'm using it to help me in everyday projects and workflows. So with the recent updates, one of the things I enjoy doing and I do regularly with Notebook is having a very common content pool of documents around a single theme. So in this case, I managed to secure around 15 different research reports, white papers on AI in 2025 from major consultancies, think McKinsey and think Deloitte, and vendors and labs like Microsoft and others. And basically, I wanted to make the best out of that content in a way I can reuse it almost regularly on a daily basis. So one of the first use cases is basically identifying the common conclusion across all of these reports and researches. And my first prompt is a very simple one, is almost like I having a research assistant going through all the pieces and pulling up something very consistent. So in this case, looking at the full set of reports, what are the top 10 common conclusions that are shared across all of these reports? And I have the list basically here documented. AI adoption is accelerating and becoming mainstream. Focus must shift to generating measurable business value. And all of these are making a lot of sense. From there, I just save this to my initial note. And this helps me really get a sense of that content. But then I'm not gonna just stick with what they're saying. It's also trying to put some perspective. So my follow-up prompt or question here to study this content is, what are the polarizing findings where the claims are at the opposite or with the major gaps between two or multiple different sources. The goal here is to create and surface any contrast or any gaps or any contradiction. So for example, around enterprise AI scaling and maturity, the main claim is most organizations remain in early stages and they are struggling to scale beyond pilots. And that is with the relevant statistic, nearly 2/3 of respondents say their organization have not yet begun scaling AI. And we have the different sources from McKinsey and others that are supporting this claim. Now, at the same time, early adoption cohort report high level of organization-wide deployment. And that is coming from other sources like Microsoft and in this case Accenture. So this is interesting to understand and identify any potential bias from where is it coming and source it, and really have your deep analysis on those angles and what has been said. And I can also save this as a note to my settings. Now, from that, I go one step further, which is basically listing all the key figures worth keeping in mind. So think of these are the key statistics, the key numbers, the key values, and key hard facts that I can reuse in conversations, in documents, in publications, in articles and newsletter, etc., to support certain arguments I'm building or I'm having. And I have my list here as productivity, and I have the top 10 or 5, the cost theme, the performance, 74% of executives see ROI on at least Gen UI use cases, etc. And this is the initial part. Why I'm saying initial part? Because from there, I'm gonna transform this into a slide deck, as you can see here. And I have my first response here. Let's I built this custom prompt, which is create a deck that is a summary of the key statistics and figures structured by theme topic. It should follow a consistent template, the theme, the top 5 stats to know what it means and why it is important, and use a following styling in terms of color palette and fonts, etc. And this is how it looks like. Basically, now I have a deck, a consolidated deck that only extracts the main figures in terms of statistic and numbers or values, following a specific style and theme. And I can just save this one, use it, share it with the team, etc. And I have all my numbers in a very specific, brand-friendly theme and styling template. So we have the themes, governance. So these were 5 themes, as you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's an opening page, there's a concluding one, and this is one way I'm using it. The second way is this style, where basically instead of statistic, in this case, I'm building a deck based on key use cases that were implemented by companies in different industries. So for example, in here, from 15 different white papers, researchers from Microsoft, Accenture, Deloitte, McKinsey, and so on, I managed in a few minutes to extract very compelling use cases with their results through the brand view, but also through the industry vertical view. So for example, in this case, the chapter 1 is around the use cases, and you can see here Wayfair Retail, Toyota Automotive, Johnson & Johnson in healthcare, Access Holding in banking, we have Taco Bell, we have Siemens, etc. Now chapter 2 is from a finance and retail and consumer and manufacturing. So I have different angle to slice and dice those data points. Sometimes it even goes further in adding the logo to the brand. So I can have the list of the use cases, I can have the list of the brands, but also I can have the list of verticals to really navigate this in a more effective way. So basically moving from a simple chat approach to consolidated documentation. Now, the next step is I can use this as an infographic to really share, for example, with a potential prospect or a customer or a colleague in a very simple way with key statistics, for example, or take it even further with, for example, the 20 major statistics that every leader needs to know. And here's how it looks like. I'm keeping the same formatting, styling, and visual identity. And out of the box, this is what Gemini in NotebookLM can provide. Once you help it and structure it in terms of the optimal output you're looking for, you can get really nice results. Now, to give you a little bit more of new approaches to that, one of the favorite prompts, I go back initially and we can use this either as a report, as an infographic, as a slide deck, or just as a chat. Personally, what I want to use on a primary level to really understand the results, the coverage, etc., before moving to a more formal document is to have that chat. And in this case, my prompt is identify the 5 to 10 most recurring themes. For each theme, provide a short definition in your own words, which papers mention it, and 1-sentence summary of how it is treated. Is it debated, assumed, or tested? Then explicitly identify any significant gaps or unanswered questions that emerge across these sources. So this is another way to help me identify angles where I can add more value, for example, in terms of content production, intel, analysis, etc., that hasn't been covered so far by this set of documentation. Once I get my first output in this style format of a chat, for example, the transition to autonomous agency, the value realization between all the hype and the real life results and impacts. You can see despite nearly 90% of organizations using AI, most are stuck in pilot purgatory. And most of these are mentioning it. Think of Accenture, Capgemini, Microsoft, Deloitte, IBM, and so on. What has been tested is through survey data revealing that while use is broadening, actual financial returns still remain concentrated among a small group of high performers. So this is a really good example. Now, if I want to take this and let's say create a slide deck from that, I have few options, either a detailed deck or a presenter slide. The detailed deck is really nice when you want to keep the output consistently documented with all the sources and the results. And I'm going to use basically the same prompt. I can add a set of color palette, a set of fonts, etc. to get the proper output I'm looking for in terms of template and design and UI. And from there, I just launch the setting. So we're gonna take a few seconds to pause because this is gonna take few minutes, and we will be back. Okay, now we can see that the deck is ready. But before going through the results, I want to show you a second example, and in this case with a different prompt that you can use, of course, as an infographic, as a slide deck, or as a report. The prompt here is basically going through the full set of documents you have to identify key connections between key topics that you can choose. And in this case, for me, it was cost, productivity, and revenue as presented in this data set. And make sure you provide full quotes along with their authors in your output. The more non-obvious, the better. And provide additional commentary and insight about the connection. This helps me identify not just causation, but potential correlations between elements that don't basically jump as obvious to the reader through the initial analysis. And basically, the goal is to identify these in a very structured way. For example, the 10x value versus the 10% savings tension. Here, you have basically like two sides. One side who's going after the effect, the multiplier effect, 10x value generation, or are we using, in this case, AI just for 10% savings? And the same goes, for example, on the reliability scorecard between productivity, quality, and trust. So this is an angle that helps surface these hidden links and relationships in a much, much more effective way. Now, going back to our deck, let's see the official output. And here you can see already we have a much different and clean type of UI and template. We even have the logos. So we have amazing type of charts that help basically create, in this case, a narrative arc, engine, application, human, rules, and the world. We have statistic with highlighted colors. We have even a matrix display, the 4 strategic scenarios. We have comparative benchmarks with the right statistics. So think of this something that would probably have taken a normal research analyst few days of work and then additional review from other people involved to making sure this is clean, etc. Now all of this taken probably less than 5 minutes with a consistent output. And the funny thing is you only are using that data set that you have. So there's no like outside input. There's no noise, there's no hallucination in particular from these, and it gives you also a very dense high signal type of output with a visually appealing content. So hope this was helpful as a short walkthrough. Let me know what you guys think, if you are using these or if you have any other tips when you are leveraging Notebook, and see you in the next video.